Hey everyone, Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Hey, listen, I just wanted to share with you this article that came out in Forbes. I'll include the link here in my video description below. But they recently came out with an article called The Best Places to Retire Abroad in 2024. And I thought it was a really good article because it really explained what makes a country desirable, especially to Americans and, kind of by extension, Canadians as well in looking for a country to move to and some things that they should think about, and really why Belize has consistently, for the last 15 to 20 years, checked a lot of boxes that are important to most people when looking to find a safe place, not too far from home, something they're familiar with, but offers good health care, lower cost of living, and a bunch of opportunities for excitement and things to do. And I just kind of want to run down through some of these countries and show you how Belize really should be something to consider. And if you're watching this channel, you probably are already considering it, but some additional reasons why Belize might make the right place for you. So just kind of looking at this first paragraph here. It says, fed up with high living expenses and toxic politics, more Americans are looking to move abroad. Here are the top 24 countries and 96 recommended spots based on, here's some criteria: cost, amenities, healthcare, climate risk, language, crime, and whether they welcome U.S. retirees. All right, so I won't go into all of this write-up here, but it does mention that more and more, many people are retiring abroad and getting their Social Security checks abroad. In fact, check out this stat. At last count, there were just over 700,000 US Social Security recipients living abroad, and this is up 20% over a decade ago. All right, so more and more people are doing this. You're not alone if you're looking to do this, and more people are looking for several reasons. And a lot of those can be personal, some lifestyle related. But I just want to run through this here. Here's one here. Albania is on their list. And I don't think these are any particular order. In fact, I know they're not, because when you look at some of the what do you call it? The criteria that they're basing these countries on, they're definitely not in order. But Albania, Aruba, Austria, and then you have Belize. So Belize, the locations they're recommending is Ambergris Caye, number one destination that I personally recommend. Corozal is okay. I definitely would not consider it. Some of my clients have moved there. They like it. That's fine. I just think that if you're looking for a mainland option, there's probably more beautiful areas of the mainland where you can live just as inexpensively and have access to pretty cool services and amenities. But Kickocker is on the list, and Placencia. I would add to that, if you're looking at Belize and you want a mainland experience, something around the Cayo district. You can get great jungle property there, riverfront properties, and you can be close to some really nice food markets and Mayan ruins, things to do in the jungle. You can go horseback riding, cave tubing, kayaking on the rivers. It's just a really neat lifestyle. But a couple of the things here that they mentioned is the cost of living is considerably less than the US on average. Healthcare, they put basic, and actually it has been basic since we moved there 21 years ago, but it's getting much better. In fact, right now, they broke ground on the new hospital, state-of-the-art hospital coming to Ambergris Caye, so that's pretty exciting. And Belize City's private hospitals, Belize Healthcare Associates and Belize Healthcare Partners, are both excellent hospitals. Steph and I have some really good experiences using both of them. And one of the main things is very easy to get your residency to stay. When you look down through the list, some countries offer a lot of services and amenities, but not very easy to get your residency. All right, some you have to invest so much money. Some you have to jump through a lot of hoops, like France, difficult but doable. So, Steph and I split our time between the south of France and Belize. So there are definitely pros and cons to each of these countries. But going back to Belize, why is Belize pretty high in the list? Well, crime is not a problem, except in Belize City. All right, so a very safe country. I've traveled it extensively, lived there extensively in different areas. And yeah, just watch out for certain parts of Belize City and you'll be just fine. It mentions here hurricanes can be a problem. That's true, but look it up. It's extremely rare. I mean, talking, you have way more of a chance getting hit by a hurricane in Texas, Louisiana, and Florida than Belize. And in Belize, you just get off the island. All right, get off the island. You're safe. Go to the mainland for a few days, pop back if everything's fine. Very, very low risk of hurricanes in Belize in any given year. Also, politically stable country. All right, never had a coup, never had an uprising. Stable government, and they offer this QRP program, which is the Qualified Retirement Persons Program, where you can get a type of residency based on your retirement income. But you don't have to go through that route. You can also get residency fairly easy, a couple different ways, without actually being retired. All right, so those are some of the pluses. All right, what are some of the other things that people think about? Number one is language, English speaking. So a lot of Americans only speak English, myself included. I've struggled to learn other languages, but English is pretty much the only one I've mastered right now. And so, yeah, English speaking. So when you get down there, everything's familiar. You have snorkeling, diving, fishing. You have everything in English, including going in to open a bank account, going to the doctor, dealing with a lawyer, buying real estate. Everything's in English, very easy to understand. So that's a plus. Another plus is extremely close to the United States. You can reach most part of the United States by direct flight or maybe a connecting flight, depending on where you're going. That's a big bonus compared to maybe living further abroad in Europe or even go further to Southeast Asia. Coming back to see family and friends from those areas, long haul flights, a lot more expensive, a lot more things to deal with. Good weather, very good weather year round. If you like tropical weather, wearing t-shirt, shorts, bathing suits all day, great weather, and also very culturally diverse. All right, so when you get down there, you want to learn Spanish, you can learn Spanish. You want to learn Belize Creole, you can do that. You can learn a Low German, the Mennonite villages. You can explore the Mayan villages with Quechua and Mopan. You can have the best of both worlds. I can be on Amberger Ski, sitting in the pool, watching the sunrise, have a great breakfast, Johnny cakes, even go out for a swim in the sea, jump on a Tropic Air flight, say around 10 or 11, go inland, drive inland for an hour, go to the rivers, go to the jungles, go horseback riding, enjoy a beautiful lunch, head back to Belize City if I want, and catch the last flight back to Ambergris Key. And I've had the best of both worlds. And you can do that vice versa as well. So living on the mainland, very, very easy to get out to the islands. Very friendly people. I mentioned this before, but the number one reason why Belize is, in my opinion, the number one country in the world to live in and to do business in is just the friendliness of the local Belizeans. I can't say enough good about them. When my wife and I moved there, they welcomed us with open arms and never had a bad experience. Got more friends there than anywhere else in the world. And just because they're genuinely friendly and open and yeah, just love them. Just love them. Also, you have opportunities. All right. So if you move to some of these other countries that they were, Forbes was promoting on their list, yeah, you might be able to move there, but can you do business there and can you invest there? Belize makes it pretty easy for you to start investing, especially in real estate. If you want to open up a business, it's not too difficult to do that, just depending on what you want to do. And you can easily make it your permanent home. All right. So we have several clients who have, and also several clients that just like doing business in Belize and maybe going there once or twice a year. In retirement, they plan on spending maybe 2, 3, 4 months a year over the winter months, kind of get out of those cold northern states, cold Canada during the winter. But other than that, they have family, kids, grandkids, everything in the States and Canada. So they want to spend the majority of time there. But they find that Belize is a great place to spend a couple months a year, even 6 months a year, and then spend the other 6 months, back home or traveling the world. So yeah, I thought it was a good article. Again, I'll put the link in my video description below if you want to check it out. Thought it's worth giving it a read. At least it starts to get the juices going, because if you think you have a lot of options open in the world, so for example, you're maybe you have a little bit of money set aside, you think, I've heard good things about Portugal or Bali or Indonesia, Belize, Costa Rica. When you really start to look at the things that you could say, what are the things that are most important to me, and what are the things that are at the very top of the list? For me, it was being very close to the States, so I can pop back anytime, and English speaking. To me, those are the top two things. I would jump through hoops and make everything else fall into place if I needed to. as long as it met those criteria. So English speaking country and very close to the United States. Then it was okay. How well do I fit into this culture? Do I enjoy living here? And I know it's kind of crazy. I had those backwards, but I'm pretty adaptable. Steph and I have lived all over the world, and we're pretty adaptable. But it's okay. Once it's English speaking and it's close to the U.S., now okay, can I make a life here? Not a living. Can I make a life? Are there things to do, things that stimulate me to grow, things that I can get involved in to give back to the community? And then it was other things. Okay, now can I invest in this country? Is it a country that I trust to invest in? And not all countries are like that. I've been to a lot of countries that are beautiful, great to live there. Wouldn't necessarily want to put my money there. All right, because number one, it might not just feel financially secure to me, but also there just might not be a big enough opportunity, right? So why put your money somewhere if it's not going to work for you? And what we found in Belize is that your money definitely works for you, especially if that money is put into real estate in up and coming areas. So those were my criteria. Other things I can mention, food quality. I try to take care of myself. I try to, stay fit, stay healthy. And I found that when I left the United States, it was much more easy to stay healthy and not gain a ton of weight. And every time I go back to the US, man, it is a challenge. And I don't know why, because it's not like I'm going off the rails and eating 10 times as much. It's just whatever they put in the food, whatever macros they are compared to when I'm eating abroad. I just find that with Belize, I eat much more simply. I eat a lot of chicken, a lot of fish, some meat, and the veggies and fruits are absolutely fantastic. Some seafood, I like shrimp, I like my fish. Um, but Belize, I think they use a lot fewer ingredients overall, certainly a lot less preservatives. And if you eat just like how the locals eat, it's pretty darn healthy, pretty darn healthy. You just gotta watch out for the rum that can catch up with you a little bit. So stay away from the sweet rum. Once in a while is okay. Pelican beers are good. I like those. And also I like my wine. You guys know I like my wine. Belize doesn't produce any wine except for the fruit-based wines. But you can get really good wine in Belize. They import it from Chile, Argentina. You can get some good French wines there as well. So yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of digressing. Forbes, top places to retire in the world. Check it out. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it. Share this video if you think it's helpful for someone and hope to see you real soon.